Great day, another opportunity. I want to welcome everyone to A Rich Education Podcast, episode 3. Super excited to be with you this afternoon, this evening, and maybe nighttime. I'm not sure where this information is going to reach you, great people, but I'm super excited to be here with you today. Another day, another opportunity. And always remember this, great people, life is where we make it. And today we have a special guest, a gentleman that I met years ago. And I tell you, when you get into the networking space, great people, you get a chance to meet people who are not just stepping out the box, not just facing fears, but people who've come through paths of big challenges, big pain. And when they found that there is another way, there is a better way, they've been individuals that you really can't give a title to them, something beyond being a champion, something beyond being a leader, but just an individual that's taking things to the next level, leading people into, like you've heard me say before, that promised land, which is freedom, but bringing people value on a constant and consistent basis. So with that being said, I want to introduce to maybe a few, but introduce to more, my great brother, my great friend, and also mentor. Because see, you learn from individuals. If you're a person who thinks you know it all, you are in big trouble. But introducing to episode 3, From Pain to Success, my dear brother, Carlito Muhammad. Great man, can you hear me, sir?
Yes, sir. Assalamu alaikum, brother. How are you, beloved?
Wa alaikum salam. And to some that may not know what that means, and I think we should be saying this on a regular basis, peace be unto you. I'm doing so well, great man. How are you, brother?
Brother, I can't, can't deny the pleasure of just, thanking God for life and another day to get it right, man. I'm doing great, man. I just want to thank you for inviting me to this beautiful platform, man. It's overdue. I'm like, yeah, you should have had this. I'm like, big ups for you, brother. For real. Thank you so much.
Hey, brother, I'm just following the blueprint of a brother who's doing it every day, a brother who has a ring. We're going to talk about all the great things you're doing, but as I've been watching you for years, and I mean, do you remember the time when we met in person, brother? I mean, it was at a big event. I mean, it was thousands of people there, and bro, I got to shake my hand. I got to shake your hand and give my brother a hug. And brother, you've been putting a foot to the metal ever since, brother. I mean, you're a leader, brother Carlito. I'm just grateful to be here. I don't want to, belay the minute. We need to dive right into this information because for those who are watching, you've heard me say this before, we honor your time and we want to respect your time, but sometimes the spirit just moves you, especially when you get a chance to connect with people who are helping others. They say just if you want to really get success, just bring a problem solver to other individuals. Solve other people's problems, and your success is coming. So, brother, we got so much to dive into today, brother Carlito Muhammad, and I'm just excited. But what I want you to do, brother, can you just share with our listeners the incredible journey from overcoming personal challenges? I want us to be transparent today, brother, including things that you've been through that just weren't correct for us as human beings to be dealing with, and becoming that successful entrepreneur and wealth builder. Let's talk about those challenges, brother Carlito.
Praise be to Allah. Well, bismillah. Let me just start off by saying that all of these type of stories don't necessarily have to start, in the ghetto, in the slums, okay? And the reason why I'm saying that is because, I come from a sound family. My father and my mother was, before Allah took them back, they was married over 60 years, okay? They was married over 60 years, so I had that beautiful upbringing.
Yes,
myself and my brother, we elected to go left instead of going right.
Yes, sir.
And being from New York in 40 projects in that time was very, very crucial.
Yes, sir.
So it wasn't too much as a young brother that I didn't see. Okay. Yes, and it attracted me. And that's something that we have to help those young brothers and sisters that's out there now. You know, as far as we study and train and teach and understand that the devil, he makes evils fair seeming.
That's right.
And when I when I'm around it, it seemed good. You know, my heroes was different type of heroes than other people's heroes. Okay.
Yes, sir.
So, fast forwarded to get out of to save myself, per se.
Yes, sir.
Like, well, I'll just join the military. And when I joined the military, it was actually a beautiful thing up until, some very bad things happens to a lot of us in the military. Let's put it like that.
What year was this, Brother Carlito?
Sir?
What year was this joining the military?
Back in 77.
Wow. Yes, sir.
Back in 77. So I'm in the military at a young age, okay, in the military. And some crucial things happened while I was there, which resulted me, when I came home, to mask what happened to me under drugs.
Yes, sir.
So I acquired a heroin addiction.
Yes, sir.
That lasted for about 30 years.
Wow, brother. Yeah, man.
So along with that heroin addiction, I experienced incarceration as well.
Yes, sir. And how long were you incarcerated, brother?
It was 8 years.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So now with this incarceration time and the drug addiction time, and let me just say this too, when I said 30 years of drug addiction, that included the heroin. That included the incarceration. So
yes, sir.
I tell people, don't get it twisted. You think just because you're in jail that people can't get what they want to get. You can't. Okay?
Yes, sir.
Unfortunately. So all of this time, though, from my foundation with my father and my mother, I wasn't never too far from the creator of the world.
Yes, sir.
So he kept a protective shield over me, even while I was in the mud. So, when and I reached out for many, many different people. I reached out, excuse me, and
yes,
many aspects of individuals, organizations, they was extending help. They was extending their help. They was extending help. But it was me. It wasn't ready. So Allah Ta'ala did more pain.
So this is why you were incarcerated?
No, incarcerated, and while I was in the street. When
yes.
I got out, okay, I was still enduring pain because I wasn't ready to let go, or I wasn't accepting what it was that the creator of all the world, the help that he was given, and it was just a journey. And in that journey, I actually experienced, self-inflicted pain.
Yes, sir.
And it wasn't until one day. See, this is what happened. The last 5 years of my addiction.
Yes, sir.
Every single night, I would say, I'm not going to get high tomorrow. But then every single morning when I got up, my body said, yes, you are. So I knew that I could not do this by myself. So eventually I had to go somewhere, and I went to a spot that was helping brothers to get back on their feet.
Praise be to Allah. Yes, sir.
Now, when I went to this area, my brother Demi, when I went there, I was like the third person. This is what really sparked me into get it. I was like the third person in line. See, now you originally had to be there at 2:00 in the afternoon. It was
yes,
a program. Sir. You had to be there at 2:00. You get in. If you're not there at 2:00 and you can't get in, there's a certain amount of beds that they had to get in there. And if you wasn't in there at that certain time, you had to come back tomorrow.
Yes, sir.
So I was there after 2 o'clock, first of all. Okay. So
yes, sir.
I was like the number 3rd person in line. And the guy came to the door. He explained to the other guy, say, look, it's too late. Come back tomorrow. We can get in here. We got you. Then there was the guy in front of me. He came and he said, I'm in the program already. They said, yeah, we know you're in the program, but you didn't come back last night.
Mm.
So you got to come back tomorrow. You got to start this whole thing. He said, but I'm in the program. He said, brother, you guys, and he, and I was like, whoa.
Where were you staying at that time? You didn't come back the other night. So where were you at?
Exactly. That's so that's how they was. They was like that with, it's teaching you responsibility and discipline if you really want to get clean and change your life.
Yes, sir. Yes,
so
sir.
Now here I come next. I'm next. And the brother said, hold on, brother, hold on, I'll be right back. And he closed the door. It was a glass door. He closed the door. He went in the back, so I'm going to the back. Da, 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 da. And he said, and he opened the door. He said, all right, brother, how can I help you? And I said,
you were on time this time.
Sir?
You were on time this time.
Yes, sir. Well,
yes,
actually,
sir.
No, now see, the other brother, this is my first. When I was talking about the brother that didn't come on time, that was another brother that was in front of me.
Okay.
So they had told 2 people come back tomorrow in front of me.
Yes, sir.
Now I come up and he tell me to hold on a second. Then he comes back and he says, all right, brother, how can I help you? And I said, brother, if you have any God in you, I said, I can't live another day out there in that street.
Mm.
This is how painful this was, brother. I said, I knew I couldn't. I can't live another day out there in that street. I said, I'll sleep on the bathroom floor. He said, hold on, brother. He closed the door. He said, go sit down over there. Hold on, brother. Go and close the door. And they back there and they talk. I could see them talking. Then I see him come back, brother. And when he came back and he opened up the door, he said, hey, bro. And I got up and I started coming to him. And he said, nah, get your stuff. And I, whoa, went and got my stuff, came in. And then then he gave me the greetings. He said, Salam alaikum. I said, wa alaikum salam. He was a Christian brother.
Yes, sir.
And that started my way to start getting clean.
Wow, bro. Wow.
Started my way to start getting clean.
Bro. And I know I asked you the year of incarceration. So that journey of getting clean, you said 30 years. 30 years of the lifestyle you were living on drugs. What brought you to being the successful person that you are? Because that's an amazing story. Because I know how the pull, even with myself, I was in the streets. I always used to say at some of my presentations, I was in the pharmaceutical business. And people have to think about that because we know pharmaceuticals are the biggest drug dealers on the planet, selling poison to people. But that journey to get to where you are today, what sparked your mind to becoming the successful entrepreneur that you are now in Wealth Build? I mean, you came out of a big pull to be who you are now with the foot on the pedal, grinding every day, serving people every day and building wealth. When did that happen, coming out of that?
Okay, so coming out of that, I knew there was a few different parameters on that, brother. The main thing was that I didn't want to go back to that lifestyle. I didn't want to go back to use it. So I worked very hard and diligently to keep myself involved with things that was very far away from anything that resembled that lifestyle, was close to that lifestyle, people, places, and things, or the whole 9 yards.
Yes, sir.
Now, the couple of factors that pushed me in that area, because when I was trying to go for different applications, it's like, well, what am I going to put down? That I was a dope addict for 30 years.
Right. Wow.
I spent 8 years in jail. What am I going to write down? I mean, I had no kind of background at all.
Yes, sir.
As far as, job.
Yes, sir.
Okay. And I grew up with many of the hip hop area personnel. I know.
What part of New York originally you from?
40 projects in Queens, brother. 40 projects in Queens.
I know it's a lot of history there, brother.
Oh,
yes,
yo, listen, when I say that, like, I know LL. He knows me well.
Wow, brother. Wow.
I know Run DMC. You know, I know them. You know, the Lost Boys. I know them. I know these brothers. I mean, like, call them
Lost Boys.
K Solo, Das Effects.
Das Effects, bro. I grew up with Das Effects.
Keith Murray, and EPMD. These are my friends.
Whoa.
Okay, so I knew the lifestyle and how to make the money in that area. You know,
yes,
as far as know, music and promotions and events and stuff like that.
Yes, sir.
So, I was introduced, and then to keep me in a straight path too. I wanted to get out of New York. So I told my father and my people, I said, I'm going down south. They was like, really? Right. So
yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So I came down south to my aunt's house. And the first thing I said is I said, I need to look for the brothers because I'm trying to stay away from this craziness. I need to look for the brothers. And the quick fast, I found Allah allowed me to get in contact with some beautiful brothers. Brother Curtis, Captain Curtis Muhammad, Brother Craig Muhammad. I mean, there's many. I really shouldn't start naming names, but just
so many brothers, yes, sir.
Yeah, that came in, and that helped me along the way. But I still wasn't writing exact. Okay,
yes.
With stuff, I still wasn't writing exact. But it kept me off. It kept me off of many different things. Different things, right?
Yes, sir.
So as it evolved, and I said, okay, well, I need to get some kind of better grip of myself because the events, it was a religious transformation that was coming involved, and that transformation was like, okay, you can't just keep doing these type of events. Because I'm hip hop and all this craziness was still going on, so and I love hip hop now. Don't get me wrong.
Right. But I know what you mean. Yes, sir.
There's a lot of things around it that I couldn't be around. Okay.
Yes, sir.
So eventually, a brother that's like my brother, we basically grew up with each other, which is Eric Torrey Muhammad. He introduced me to a program, and when he introduced me to the program, I knew it was right and exact because it was all about wealth. And I always wanted to say, there's two things that I always wanted to do. I said, I always wanted to help somebody. Allah Ta'ala, you get me out of this. I want to be able to help. I want to be able to be an example for somebody else. I don't want somebody else to go through that road, that road that I traveled through. Okay.
Yes, sir.
So I was going around speaking engagements and doing things of that nature, helping brothers and sisters and families to understand addiction and to understand what the power is on that side and the power is on the creator of all the world side. And so I was doing that, and I was going through different, and that's where Khalfani Radio came involved. And that's why I started going everywhere in the nation. And Brother Eric Torrey Muhammad, he reached out to me and he was like, brother, I want to introduce you to something. And he introduced me to precious metals.
Wow, bro.
When I got to precious metals, it was a wrap because I knew that, first and foremost, I loved community. I loved the brotherhood. And I wanted to, and so you mean I could teach and train and share and get the wealth that comes from God's money.
Woo! So you giving zakah, which means charity, and you building wealth while you give zakah? Man, what? And then to go through that path to become who you are, brother, and still elevating every time. And brother, since I've known you, this same spirit, this same smile, brother, it hasn't changed.
Alhamdulillah.
Alhamdulillah, big brother. Oh, brother, look, let's do this, brother. Let's take a 30-second infomercial break, and we're going to come back, brother, because we got so much to talk about. Ladies and gentlemen, I want to welcome everyone to a Rich Education Podcast with our dear brother, Carlito Muhammad. We'll be returning soon. Everyone back to a Rich Education, from pain to success, with our dear brother Carlito Muhammad. Hey, look, when I say smiles galore, hearing my dear brother's story, and it really brings tears to my eyes, brother, because I myself have been through challenges. But when I hear this, when I see this brother's spirit, see, when you step outside yourself and you start to humble yourself, drop your egos, be humble. Because see, God, Allah has so many attributes, and you want to go into some of the attributes of God because we made in his image and likeness. So when I hear this brother's spirit, and not just hear it, not just hear his story, but feel it, because I've been connected to the brother for years, and he ain't changed a bit. This brother loves helping people, building math as well. Oh my God, I don't even know if I can get through all these questions I got lined up for my brother. But look, as the CEO and founder, because you've given me the doorway. We just talking about that, brother. You give me, but the CEO and founder of Khalifa, please forgive my pronunciation, I'm excited, Radio. Can you tell us about the inspiration behind the platform and its role to empowering others? Because you've been running with this for a while now, brother.
Yes, sir. Khalfani Radio. Let me tell you.
Radio. Thank you, sir.
It's all good.
I always pronounce it right, but for some reason I'm just getting with this story you dropping, bro. See, I didn't know all this, bro. You bringing it. I knew some, but you just bringing it. But we want to see the inspiration behind
Khalfani Radio.
Khalfani Radio.
Yes, let me tell you. You know what that's all behind. When I was in Atlanta, Georgia, and Minister Farrakhan came down.
Praise be to Allah.
And Minister Farrakhan addressed us, and there was a few things that he said, because a lot of people was really shunning that, brother, you in the industry, you in the music, this, that, and the other, and they was cutting it down. Okay? And Brother Minister came and he said, first of all, what hit me was that you don't need permission to do what's right. That's one thing. You don't need permission to do what's right.
That's right.
And the second thing that he said in that time that he was down there for that weekend that really grabbed a hold to me, he's like, listen, our communities and our children are going astray. He said they're going into these different areas, and they're going astray. They're getting hurt. Some of them are dying. They're drinking and they're smoking and they're dancing and they're fornicating. They're doing a whole lot of things. He said, but we have to have something available for them so it doesn't allow them to go astray. He said, if we like music, then we need to have the right kind of music and sit down. And we like to eat, have our own restaurant, have our own places where we can sit down and listen to music, have places that our children can go to so they don't have to go out there in that world. And that gave me the green light.
Wow, brother. Wow.
So I started from that point on with Khalfani Radio, and then I knew it was a platform that I wanted to do right, because it wasn't about just music or nothing like that. Now it started out like that,
Yes,
but
sir.
then in my travels, securing with Brother Curtis and the minister, and then being in the industry as well, I rubbed elbows with a lot of people.
Praise be to Allah.
So
Yes, sir.
when I said, "Hey, I got a radio," the name's like, "No problem, we come on. What do you want to talk about?" And I wanted to just talk about anything that was positive, anything that was positive, anything that helped the community, anything to do with that nature. So then we started having events that was benefiting like surviving victims of domestic violence, benefiting homelessness, benefiting homeless veterans, things like that. And that's how Khalfani Radio, that's how it started, and that's how we've been going. We've been going since 2005.
Wow, brother.
Man, permission.
Allahu Akbar, bro. I'm so happy for you, brother. And I've been blessed to sit. I mean, I'm like, bro, I don't even like I deserve to come on this show, bro. I've been blessed to have a seat on the show for a few minutes. But tell me this, brother, how has it been working with Dr. Aleem? And for those that don't know of Dr. Aleem, my great people, just go to YouTube and type in Dr. Aleem. And when you type, there's going to be a few others that pop up for Dr. Aleem, but he's a representative at one point of the Nation of Islam, working directly with the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan. And I guess my YouTube has just been bringing things up with Doc. I was just looking at an old interview of him, but this gentleman has brought the correction for HIV to the world, also the correction and the fight with Paximune for the COVID virus, which basically, like the minister said, is just a pestilence from heaven. It's the other thing that we need to be denying. But how has it been working with this great doctor, one of the most brilliant minds? And they shot his Instagram page now, so you already know the type of person he is, because he's bringing the truth. How has it been working with that brother Carlito?
Well, first let me start and say this, brother. When you came on the show, the show was magnificent, brother. Your spirit, your knowledge, and your love for the people is impeccable, brother. So they were, every time you come on, man, we always have a maximum participation on Khalfani Radio.
Yes, sir.
Thank you, Dr. Aleem. When I met Dr. Aleem, when I first met Dr. Aleem, now I had been into Islam and following with Brother Captain Curtis and the Nation of Islam, and understanding and getting to know Islam more and more and more.
Yes, sir.
And when I was in about about 2 or 3 months, then we was going down to DC to secure Dr. Aleem at a speech. And I was introduced to Islam by the brothers and Brother Minister Farrakhan.
Yes, sir.
But after hearing Dr. Aleem, I fell in love. I fell in love with Islam.
Yes, sir. Praise.
So all praise be to Allah. Now, and then it opened up my eyes to just really start just reaching. And that all came from the teachings from the manner of which Dr. Aleem was teaching.
Praise
so
be to Allah. Yes.
When I had Khalfani Radio, and at one point I was looking for Dr. Aleem. I was like, I gotta get him on as a special guest. I gotta get him on. And I just it was just, he had went in the dormant stage for a second.
Yes, sir.
Okay?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, went in the dormant stage for a second. I couldn't get him, and I'm calling everybody that I know could touch him, right. And they trying, and then I tell you, all praise be to Allah for Brother Mustafa Muhammad, Plainsville, New Jersey. Okay, he was like, hey, Doc's my doctor. You know, I see him.
That's right.
He's
That's
like,
right.
really? I was like, really? I was like, man, get him on the show, man. Get him on. And he said, oh, I want to change. And then he hit me back. He said, Doc said he'd come on the show. I was like, oh, okay.
Yes, sir.
So,
yes, sir.
I said, I had him on as a guest. And this is when the COVID first hit the scene. And, then I just did what Allah blesses me to do and put it together and say, look, y'all two, let's get this together. Let's get a show.
That's right.
And that's how the Doc came. And working with him has been amazing because, everything that he actually, I was just in awe because of his success with HIV and interferon.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So when I knew that he was going to be giving us information about this COVID-19, it was a wrap. I just said, okay, well, let's keep him going. Let's keep it going. That's what we are today with that. Yes, sir.
Praise be to Allah. Yes, sir, man. What a wonderful man. He's most definitely put me back on my feet several times, from me to rebuild the paralyzation stage I was in, rebuilding the body from that, the parasite, the high blood pressure. So I'm so happy for you. And like I always say, your network is your net worth, and it's not just money, but who you're connected to can expand your mind. And when you expand your mind, you expand your life. Brother, you're not just an asset collector, an asset acquisition professional, but you're also a binary trading professional. Think about that, brother, because binary trading is often considered a complex field. But you put down the basics for our audience and offer insights into how you became a professional binary trader. I'll never forget that day you called me up like, brother Demi, how the things going with trading, brother? Shoot, I just did 15. Brother, you just did fit. I remember that day we on the phone still struggling. I'm like, man, Allah Akbar for my brother, 1,500 in a few minutes. Brother, tell me about that journey, brother.
Praise Allah. Well, listen, this actually goes back to when you and I met. We met in the gold acquisition, right? Okay. Right. And they have what they call the power call, right? Let me tell you how this happened. So now we're on the power call, and I was always, like, all right, this is Carlito Muhammad from Strong Island, New York, blah, 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 right? And then in the course of that power call, I'd hear, this is Abdul Kareem Munadi, the 21st century Harriet Tubman. And I was like, what? I was like, I got to meet this sister right here. You know what I'm saying? So eventually we actually met each other, and she's my beautiful wife right now. So,
man, I'm doing
so now that was a unit. Allah put it together. And then we were doing gold and silver, and we were our teams, and we was helping a few thousand families.
That's right.
We was helping out, making, I don't want to say the numbers, but you already know, but they was making very good money.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay, so now, man planted Allah plans, and surely Allah is the best of all planners. So we graduated from that and moved from that to silver again, which we were right there, me and you and a couple. I don't want to name no names, but you had the brother on the last brother Ricardo. Okay,
yes, sir.
Yes, now sir. we stayed together.
That's right.
And we did individually, yes, separate, but together as a whole. So then I was introduced to binary trading. And the one thing that I love about binary trading, brother, is that if we follow in the Quran, we know that riba is totally against Allah. See, when you study and you study riba, when you study riba, R-I-B-A, that's coming out of the Quran, it's up there with murder. Okay? It's up there with murder. That's one of the 7 deadly sins.
Define riba for the people. Define riba.
Riba is accepting anybody that accepts interest, that gives interest. Listen to this. that even if you're in the area, if you're witness somebody giving interest or accepting interest, then that's like according to the Quran, that's like declaring war against Allah. So that's why, as Muslims, or not just Muslims, but that's like, you know, we are not supposed to be accepting any kind of interest.
Okay.
So we have to work around interest. Now we're in 2023. Yes, there's some things that, you know, buying houses, things like this, but then there's companies and ways that you can get things without interest.
Okay.
So making money, of course, has some kind of interest in it. One thing that we love is that gold and silver don't have interest.
Okay.
Okay.
Yes,
and
sir.
we learned with binary trading, no interest. See,
Yes,
when
sir.
we're taught what you teach, what Brother Ricardo teach is what? To be your own bank.
Yes, sir.
When you're your own bank, you're not going to charge yourself interest.
Right. Right. Yes, sir.
And you're not going to receive no interest. None of that.
Right.
Okay?
Yes, sir.
And then you're in total control of your finances. Period.
Fact. Yes, sir.
Okay? So
yes.
With the binary, I actually got into it first. And my wife, because my wife had a bigger team on in gold and silver than I did. So she
yes,
was maneuvering her team to get ready. And she saw how I was moving and how Allah was blessing me, how God was blessing me with this. Now, I can tell you that when we first came in, Bro, Demi, man, you know, we was going into craters and we was bobbing and weaving and, you know, getting back up.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Right? But I can tell you now that I thank Allah, the creator of all the worlds, for introducing me to binary trading. Because as I learned, then it came to that fateful day that I had to call you. Because I know you, my brother. I was like, bro, how's that stuff going for you? Because, bro, I hit 1,500 in like 4 minutes. When I did that, I was definitely hooked. And I was hooked because I wanted to teach others to be able to do that.
Yes, sir.
Most definitely. We speak about a lot of things.
Yes, sir.
And for many years, do for self has been at the top of the list.
That's right. Yes, sir.
And you know, I'm not stepping on no toes or nothing like that, but we can't teach doing for self, but then talk about we're happy that we're retiring from 40 years of work somewhere.
Facts. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So we have to show those that we're teaching to do for self to actually do for self. Steal away, like the minister says. Okay.
That's right.
Things like that we have to actually implement. So when I had the opportunity to teach this, I started teaching. And I like to tell people this right here, Brother Demi. If you had the opportunity to make a day's worth of wages, a week's worth of wages, a month's worth of wages, and oftentimes a year's worth of wages.
Yes, sir.
In a matter of 15 or 20 minutes.
Wow.
Would you want to learn that opportunity?
I'm so happy for you, brother. Amazing skill. Yes, sir.
And, you know, you do it. I ain't telling putting your business, but you have that opportunity. You have that skill set. You bringing people in. That's our job.
Yes, sir.
As believers. That's our job as believers. Brother Ricardo, he's doing it.
Yes, sir. That's right.
See, quiet as is kept. Let me put it out here like this. You say we being transparent, right?
Oh yeah, got to, brother. People want real. Yes, sir.
Quiet as is kept. I want to say that anybody that follows Brother Demi right now, okay, I can guarantee you that you actually will be your own boss.
That's right.
You will actually be your own bank.
Wow.
Okay.
That's big.
You will actually be in charge of not only your life, but you will be laying down generational wealth, and you will regain back your time freedom.
Yes, sir.
You won't be selling your time for money.
That's right.
In fact, that time is not your time.
Mm.
That time is Allah's
right.
time. That time is Allah's time that He granted you.
Yes, sir.
So
Praise be
how
to
much is His time worth to you?
That's right.
Is it $5 an hour? Is it $20 an hour? Is it $50 an hour?
Wow. And
is it $100 an hour?
Right. Yes, sir.
Okay. But
yes,
or
sir.
is it or is it worth you sustaining your lifestyle to the level of the kings and queens and the best of creation that Allah has made us?
Mm.
And share with others?
That's right, brother. Teach. Yes, sir.
Because I'm telling you, what my savings is, my savings is just piling up good deeds.
Love it, brother. Yes, sir.
Because at the end of the day,
owe it to Allah. Yes, sir.
You owe it to Allah.
That's right, brother.
That's what, the binary trading, brother. Let me tell you. Hey, I say right this right here real quick, brother Demi. Okay.
Yes, sir.
The family they put in their support ticket today, this morning.
Okay. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
They put a support ticket in this morning, right? And it was like, oh, we need $200, right? Like now. Like, oh, wow. Okay. So I opened up the computer, brother, and in 15 minutes, I was like, okay, there you go.
Good Lord, bro. You know how people busting their tail for $200 in 3 days? You went there and knocked it out in a few minutes, maybe a few seconds. Because you can set that thing however you want that trade to go.
And you know the best part about that, brother Demi? Now I could be on this beautiful platform with you and don't have to work.
It's a blessing, brother. So
I have my cup of coffee whenever I want to have it.
Look, you motivated me to go get my car. We did that before we started this beautiful stream, brother. But, brother, I'm so happy for you dropping those nuggets. And let's take a 30-second infomercial with our dear brother Carlito Muhammad. Family, we're going to be right back. Sit back, relax, because we got more fire and energy for you. In the economy that we're living in, ladies and gentlemen, it's super important to get financial literacy. And this is what a Rich Education podcast and a Rich Education in general is all about. We want you to be educated. We want you to understand that the economy that we're living in today is no longer our granddaddy's economy or the Brady Bunch economy. So, ladies and gentlemen, it's all about protection. It's all about preservation. And it's all about thriving and being able to withstand all of the ramifications that are upon us in this new economy, and the window is small. So if you're the person who wants to win, if you're the person who wants to fight inflation, if you're the person who wants to preserve what they've been working hard for so many years, I want you to text GSB to 202-770-1668 and also visit www.aricheducation.com for more information. It's time for you to win. It's time for you to thrive, and it's time for you to do more than survive, because we're living in a new economy, and the number one economy is the economy in your home. I want to welcome everyone back to a Rich Education Podcast 3. So excited to have you all here. Oh my gosh, so much value being dropped on this. Brother Carlito, brother, this has just been an amazing, man, brother, we can go all day. I got a quick question for you, brother.
Yes, sir.
Because, see, you just explained wealth building. And people don't know, I mean, getting gold, getting silver, acquiring assets. Assets. People think that game, you can't get involved in it, but you just share with us the journey. Now, you're a free man. You are a free man. Your wife is a free woman who has a brother who's the maintainer, husband, maintainer of the home, and y'all living a free life. And I forgot to, even mention, your wife is a health advocate.
Yes, sir.
So, I mean, you just got it all under that economy, that beautiful economy that you're living under right now, that roof, because that's the number one economy. But, bro, you talked about some major things right there. and it gives you this beautiful title and beyond. But being a team leader requires effective leadership skills. How do you motivate and lead your team on the radio show? You know what I mean? Not just with that, because there's been some other amazing people coming on that show. Okay, I've seen that spread out through social media. And what principles do you believe contribute to the thriving team and the environment that you've created?
Well, that's a great question, Brother Demi. And I really look at it the foundation of the teachers, right? Each one teach one, brother. There's so much out there that's designed to tear us down.
Yes, sir.
From food, from things that we see, from things that we hear. So I feel that, building others up is the most important thing that a brother and or sister can do.
Yes, sir.
So what motivates me, brother, to help others is I keep that 30-year addiction, brother.
Yes, sir.
I keep it right here. So I never forget it.
Yes, sir.
I keep it right there so that I can say that, brother, Allah saved you from that for a reason.
Wow. Yes,
so
sir.
What are you going to do with the remainder of his time?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Love it, bro.
So I want to be able to be found sharing what I'm good at. See, I'm not, people got to understand and find out what is your strength. And when you find your strength, then share your strength with the community.
Wow, brother. Yes, sir. Yes.
And I see one of the strengths that Allah blessed me with, one of the strengths that Allah blessed my wife with, and together, we are a tag team in our community, and I always use my example with others, with our team, and I can't not speak on those that assisted us and helped us along the way.
Yes,
brothers like yourself, brother. I use you for. Why do you think that I bring you on the Khalfani Radio? Why? Because most of the people that are looking, brother, are my team. So I'm like saying, and they like, wow, you know him? I'm like, that's my brother. I'm like, I know his spirit. You ain't got, if you want to see him or talk to him, you ain't got to go through me to say, I'll introduce you to him. And he will help you. Brothers like brother Ricardo, brothers like brother Eric, brother, there's so many people out there.
Yes, sir.
That can help us. And that's how I try to keep it motivated, And then I always tell them the same thing we said in the last segment. I say, look, if you had an opportunity to make a day's worth of wages, a week's worth of wages, a month's worth of wages, and that usually brings them in too.
Absolutely, bro. I had used, and I thank you for sharing that too, dear brother Carlito. I had used this quote, and Sally, who was on the first podcast, really enlightened my mind to it. And she stated, I said, you can lead a horse to the water, but you can't make him drink it. And she said, yeah, because some horses aren't thirsty. I was like, wow. So that was powerful. So, people see your success, see your struggles. That was struggle, bro, and see where you are today. And you can make that statement to them. But it's the person who wants to be thirsty to create a $1,500 few minutes. Not a day, a few minutes. And then just sit back and find out, how else can I help somebody? You know what I'm saying? So it's the person who has to really want that within themselves, because that's just a blessing, brother. That's a blessing, but you wanted it. You talked about the person that you see from that 30-year struggle. You right there. So if this person does a praise, baby, brother, I'm so happy for you, bro. Let me ask you this, though. Balancing that personal and professional life can be challenging. How do you manage your roles as a husband, entrepreneur, team leader while maintaining your own well-being?
Woo. I just keep busy, brother. Really. I just keep busy, and I know my role.
Yes, sir.
So all of those titles, I know my role. And the first title is believer, because I know nothing happens without Allah's permission. Nothing.
That's right, God.
Nothing happens without His permission. So,
yes, sir.
If you keep Him if He is the foundation of every single thing that you do,
yes, sir,
and you're striving for right. This is the best part of this statement that I want to say. Right, Allah will guarantee you. Guarantee it.
You're right.
When it comes, you don't know when it's going to come. But if you're striving to do correct and right, and you have Allah, the creator of all the worlds,
that's right,
as your foundation,
yes, sir,
you are guaranteed success.
That's right.
And you keep it real with whoever is in your circle. See,
that's
you
right.
said transparent, and I'm like, bro, I don't know no other way.
That's right, brother. That's right.
No other way. You know why? You know why? Let me say this part right here, brother. You know why? When I was in that street for 30 years, you know, and this is not no brag thing. This is a transparent thing. Okay?
Yes, sir.
This is a transparent thing, right? You know, it's like when you saw Carlito, right? You knew what Carlito was about. You knew what he was about. Why? Because if it came down to Carlito, like I've stepped over a lot of my friends. Dead.
Yes.
Dead. Okay? So in the street laying out. So if you saw Carlito out there and they said, you know, hey, and you knew him, he was transparent where you could say they know exactly, yeah, he's on heroin. He's this.
Yes, sir.
So he could get that help. So transparency, bro. I don't know no other way but to be transparent, brother, because you know that's the only way. You know, listen, how they say, keep it real.
That's right. Real, got to in these times. Yes, sir.
Real. You know,
yes, sir.
You know when you see our people right now, brother, we're in different. We get caught up because of a certain figure that speaks real nice, look real good.
That's right.
Flying cars, okay.
Yes, sir.
And sometimes we can get caught up into that and be in a bad situation.
Yes, sir.
Lose a lot of money.
Yes, sir.
Lose a lot of wealth. You know, get into some impossible predicaments.
Yes, sir.
Following, see, personalities. I'm here to say right now, everybody, don't follow personalities.
That's right.
Don't follow. Look, don't follow Carlito. Don't follow Demi.
That's right. Teach, brother.
Principles over personality.
When
you see the principle and the principle is proper,
that's
and
right.
see, just like the minister said, you don't need permission to do what's right. When you see something you know it's right, it's right here.
That's right, brother. Good teaching, brother.
Regardless of who's saying it, it's
good
right
teaching.
here.
It's right there in the heart.
That's
good teaching, brother.
Thank you, brother.
Thank you so much, family. And we're going to take a 30-second infomercial break. Welcome everyone back to a Rich Education Podcast 3 with our great brother, our leader, our entrepreneur, our wealth builder, brother Carlito Muhammad. Black man, entrepreneurship is a journey filled with ups and downs. What were some of the major challenges you faced when building your own business, and how did you overcome them?
You know, one of my first and one of my biggest major challenge was you know, like I was introduced to the business, and I was watching people just excel. People is just excelling, And I'm like, I'm doing that plus more, and I was just like, it wasn't going nowhere.
Wow.
And I was like, whoa, what's going on?
Yes, sir.
And I went to my my mentor, and he said, Carlito, just keep doing what you're doing, brother.
That's right.
He said, just keep doing what you're doing, brother. He said, it's gonna come, and be ready. Just be ready when it happens. Just keep doing what you're doing. So the discipline and longevity was a must of having to do it. So I had to get out of my own way, brother. Period. That's what I had to do. I had to say, okay, Carlito, move out of the way and do the work, and let the creator of all the worlds bless you.
That's right.
Your time is not as important as his time.
Yes, sir. Good teaching.
So when I did that, oh my goodness, the tsunami.
Yeah.
The tsunami came in, brother. Yes, sir. It just
yes, sir. Wow, black man. Wow. I mean, because many people, things just don't happen overnight. See, like you said, Allah had that journey already mapped out for you.
There you go.
And that I said it before on this stream, but that's what he wanted for you to overcome, to bring you to this major success that you're having now. Building wealth and financial independence is a goal for many people. Could you offer some practical tips as we bring this to a close? Can you offer some practical tips on how our listeners can start their journey towards financial freedom, drawing from your personal experience, and just explain how simple it is to start building wealth in precious metals? I know that might have been a lot, brother, but just
that's okay. First of all, let me start off by saying when we speak about precious metals, that's not man-made stuff.
Teach, God.
Precious metals is God's money.
That's right. That's right.
And it will never go to zero, ever.
Ooh. Ooh.
And it will be be accepted worldwide.
That's right. Teach on that, brother.
No matter what the currency is in that country, no matter what it is in that country, if you have gold, then your gold is going to trump whatever currency is in that country.
That's right, bro. Khalid.
Every time.
Yes, sir.
The people that are telling you that don't do this, don't do that, they are backing themselves with gold and silver and precious.
Wow, bro. That's right.
Okay?
Bro.
And
that's
then
right.
What I have to say, I would say this, brother Demi. I would give the same advice that was given to me, right? 9 times out of 10, we don't have success because we get in our own way.
That's right. Person in the mirror. Yes, sir. Number one fight.
Okay? So the number one thing is that we have to do is you have to get out of your own way.
Yeah, keep saying that. Yes, sir.
Your own success can come to the front.
Yes, sir.
And then I'll end this part of that right there, brother Demi, by saying this: with success, always comes a level of sacrifice.
Big time.
The bigger the sacrifice, the bigger the success.
Makes sense. Powerful.
So the question is, how much are you willing to sacrifice?
Yes, sir. Yes.
No sacrifice that's going to put you or anybody in harm, and keep the creator of the world in the foundation.
That's right.
And wait for the blessing.
Praise be to Allah. Brother Carlito, this has been an amazing gathering with my dear brother Carlito Muhammad. And in the description, ladies and gentlemen, as we bring this to a close, I'm going to share all of his information where you can connect with my brother, connect with his team, get that skill of binary options under your belt. Reach out to my brother. You can actually get on the radio show and listen in because he's rolling with Dr. Leem several times a week. Lastly, Brother Carlito, what advice would you give to the aspiring entrepreneurs and individuals who are looking to transform their lives positively, especially those who may be facing challenges similar to what you've overcome?
Oh, my goodness. Very easy, brother. I love that question. Very good question to lead this with, okay? Stop going to get advice from people that have smaller dreams than you.
Woo! Or no dreams. Yes, sir.
No dreams at all.
Yes, sir.
Stop going to Cousin Pookie and Uncle Bobo. Okay?
Yes, sir.
Right. Stop that. Stop that.
Yes, sir.
You don't need permission from nobody to do what's right.
Yes,
if
sir.
you have a dream, Allah put that dream in you.
Yes, sir.
He didn't put that dream in nobody else.
Yes, sir.
And go after it like it's your last breath.
That's right, brother. Good teaching.
That's what I say. Don't let nobody stop you. Listen, don't let nobody stop you.
Good teaching, brother.
Because, look, if you ain't working for something for yourself, you're going to be working with somebody else.
Wow, that's right.
Build your own legacy. Build your own dynasty. Trust me, you can do it.
That's right.
All you got to do is have confidence in the God in you.
Woo! He said, "I made you my image and likeness." Yes, sir.
Period.
Good, brother.
Okay, and listen, let me say this part, and I'm over with it. Is that this right? You already was a winner. You already the winner. Why? Because you was the strongest sperm out of millions.
Praise. Facts.
Into existence.
That's facts.
You was the strongest.
That's
and
facts.
you applied yourself when you did it.
Yes, sir. Wow, brother.
Why can't you do it right now?
Oh my gosh, brother. Family, we can't thank Allah enough for this great individual, this God. Like you said, God made you in His image and likeness. So to have this God on the platform of a Rich Education Podcast 3 with us today, this afternoon, this morning, this evening, I'm not sure where you're looking at this, but all of the nuggets to reach that stage that you've been pushing to get to have been shared right here, from pain to success. Brother Carlito Muhammad, I want to thank you, brother, for your time. I mean, this is what free people do. I mean, this is what they do. You get the time to sit here and bring value to the world and share with people that they could do it too. Brother Carlito, I want to thank you for your time, brother. It's been an honor. And I thank Allah for you, brother. I'll be speaking to you soon, and I want you to enjoy your day. And we are all grateful for the value that you've brought the community today, brother. May Allah continue to bless you and your beautiful family, and we will connect soon. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, brother, for having us, and may Allah continue to bless you and your beautiful podcast. Salam alaikum.
Wa alaikum salam, sir. Thank you. What a beautiful stream podcast today, great people. I'm so excited that I started actually stuttering a little bit, but it's been amazing to have our great brother Carlito Muhammad. From pain, I'll say it again, to success. What's your excuse? I don't need to go over it. You've heard it. There's no need for me even continuing to say anything to come over or override what my dear brother stated for you. He mentioned this, and I will say this again and repeat this. You're fighting the person in the mirror. So until next time, great people, get prepared. God will. I'm praying that Allah allows me to continue to bring powerful individuals like Brother Carlito to the platform so he can share, so they can share, or maybe she can share information with you, value with you, so you can move forward in the new economy. And as always, take care, take heed, and stay safe. Thank you.